Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some current latest news. So potentially I've just looked at some of the results today in the Premier League. Haven't currently looked at them all, as I currently said, but I have looked at quite a few of them. Seeing Chelsea, winning against Huddersfield by 5 goals to 0 today. As I currently said, Chelsea bouncing back from that humiliation they suffered at Bournemouth midweek, as we all currently know. And there were talks, basically, after Chelsea suffered that horrible defeat to Bournemouth, that Sarri's job could have been under pressure, reportedly. It is only Sarri's first season, as we all currently know. He's still looking to win his first major trophy as manager, is Sarri. As we all currently know. But Chelsea have got a backing more, considering that it is only his first season. Sarri's. Obviously, Chelsea haven't found an adequate replacement for Fabregas, because obviously Chelsea will be thinking, that they're going to, make plans, to get a replacement for Fabregas in the summer, of course. David Luiz's contract term, his extension, contract is up in the summer. Chelsea have been in negotiations of extending his current contract. As I did say, Eden Hazard's future's uncertain with Chelsea, as we all currently know. But Chelsea got back to winning ways today, as I currently said, beating Huddersfield Town, by 5 goals to 0. Obviously puts them back now in the top four, so they go 3 points clear of Arsenal, who obviously play Manchester City tomorrow, as I said. But yeah, he'd be very, very happy. Huddersfield are a very, very poor team anyway, because they are sitting bottom of the league. But obviously Chelsea do want top four this season, so they can invest more money into the club. And obviously they want to be in Champions League football for next season, because obviously they're in Europa League at the moment. And just the same scenario with Arsenal, they want to be in Champions League football for next season as well, because they're in Europa League as well. Same with my club, Manchester United. We want top four this season as well. We want top. Hopefully we can win the FA Cup, Manchester United. So we want to get top four. So we're in the Champions League as well next season. We're already in it, but we do want it for next season, as I said. But there's quite a few teams, going for the top four, as I currently said. But I did see the goal scorers in the Chelsea Huddersfield game. Gonzalo Higuain, scored 2 goals, for Chelsea. Hazard scored 2 goals as well. So Hazard got a double. Gonzalo Higuain got a double. And I think the last goal was from David Luiz, as I currently said. So a good rampant performance from Chelsea. Didn't watch the game, but just seen on Sky Sports that Chelsea by 5 goals to 0. So potentially now they are back in the top four of Chelsea. And obviously, they got Gonzalo Higuain in January. And I did say Gonzalo Higuain, I think he'll be a very, very good signing for Chelsea. As I did say, he's age 31, as we all know. He's just joined Chelsea. Chelsea have got him on a 6-month loan, likely to develop into a further 12 months if he meets certain targets. And obviously, Chelsea do have the option to make the deal in the summer. As I currently said, if they pay around £35-36 million for Gonzalo Higuain. And obviously, Sarri knows him. He knows Sarri. And he's got 2 goals today to his name as Higuain. So I did say he will score goals for Chelsea. He'll lead the lines fantastically well. Eden Hazard scoring 2 as well. Obviously, Higuain's fulfilling that number 9 role, as he has confirmed. So now with obviously Higuain arriving, Hazard is playing in his favour position, on the left-hand side. But obviously, before Chelsea did get Higuain, obviously Hazard was playing in a false number 9 position. But obviously, we know Hazard's main role is that left-hand side, as we all currently know in the process. But I think Higuain will be good. He's a good signing for Chelsea, to quite honest with you. He is age 31, as I currently said, but he didn't do so well when he was at AC Milan. We all know that. But when he was a lot younger in his prime, he had 6 good years with Real Madrid. He had 3 fantastic years with Napoli as well under Sarri. So he's reuniting with Sarri. He had 2 fantastic years with Juventus as well. So throughout his playing career, he's a proven goal scorer, is Higuain, and I think he'll do very, very well for Chelsea. Scoring 2 goals today, as I currently said. So Chelsea fans, will be pleased that they've got back to winning ways, because they suffered a 4-0 defeat to Bournemouth midweek, and that was their heaviest defeat in the Premier League for 23 years, as that currently confirmed, as I currently said. So I don't think Chelsea will probably sack Sarri in his first season. Obviously, they're going to give him a bit more time, because obviously we know that Chelsea are known for sacking managers, because they've sacked quite a lot in a short period of time. They did it with Jose Mourinho. They did it. Who else did they get rid of? They got rid of Scarari once, Avram Grant, VS Boas. Conte, I think he did get sacked as well, but Conte won the Premier League and FA Cup in his first season with the club. But yeah, I think Chelsea will potentially, give him a bit more time, as I currently said. Obviously, he's got the summer, to strengthen up more. Maybe Chelsea do need a left back. They may need a central defender if David Luiz and Gary Cahill leaves, and obviously they're going to need a replacement for Cesc Fabregas as well, which they failed to materialise in the January transfer window, as we all know. It looks as though Chelsea, we're going to get Leandro Paredes in that January transfer window, but obviously their pursuit of the player had come to an end, and the current move had stalled for Leandro Paredes, because obviously it did presumably say that Chelsea had agreed to get Leandro Paredes. They'd agreed a contract, they'd agreed personal terms, but a fee never come to an agreement because Zenit were demanding 36 million. Chelsea were in negotiations with the club, with Zenit St. Petersburg, and Chelsea, I think, had 2 bids turned down in the process, but PSG got him. Obviously, PSG come to an agreement on a 36 million pound fee with Zenit St. Petersburg, so PSG have obviously got Leandro Paredes, so potentially Chelsea did miss out on him. So Chelsea will look at maybe other key targets they can go for in the summer to replace Fabregas. But Chelsea do definitely, want top 4, and there's quite a few teams going for it. Tottenham beat Newcastle at home today by 1-0. So you could say Tottenham are still in the mix for the title. You could say Tottenham don't have a great history of winning a lot of silverware, as we all currently know. I think when was the last time they won the First Division? Was it 1960, 1961, if I can remember? I'm not too sure. But Tottenham are in the mix, as I currently said. They're definitely in the mix. Now they've moved up to second of Tottenham, so they're only sitting, 4 points behind Liverpool now. And Liverpool are, 5 points in front of Manchester City, as we all know. Liverpool don't play until Monday against West Ham, so if Manchester City do beat Arsenal tomorrow, if Man City beat Arsenal tomorrow, they're going to be just 2 points behind Liverpool. So it is definitely between Liverpool and Man City for the league. Tottenham are definitely in there with a shout. And you can say Tottenham are doing very well, very, very well, considering they ain't got Harry Kane in the team and they ain't got Dele Alli, because they're both out until March, Harry Kane and Dele Alli, as I currently said. So you can say they are cooperating well, Tottenham. Do I still think the title contenders? Maybe not, because I still maybe think they need a signing or 2 in there. But, don't rule them out. They are in there with a shout at Tottenham. So now Tottenham are sitting 4 points behind Liverpool, as I currently said. Now my club, Man United, now that Chelsea have won, we're sitting 5 points behind top 4. So we potentially do need to beat Leicester tomorrow. And Arsenal are sitting 3 points behind Chelsea as well. So it is a good race, for that top 4. I do think Tottenham will get into the top 4, to be quite honest with you. I definitely think Tottenham will get in to the top 4. I think they'll finish in the top 4. Another result I've seen today, Wolves winning at Everton by 3-1. I've been impressed with Wolves this season. I think Wolves have done pretty well this season, to be quite honest with you. And Wolves have got a draw at Old Trafford. They beat Liverpool in the FA Cup, as I currently said. They also beat Chelsea in the league this season. So Wolves have done pretty well this season, to be quite honest with you, of Wolverhampton Wanderers, winning at Everton 3-1. I think Wolves haven't had a bad season, to be quite honest with you, so that was a shock as well. I think Everton are quite a poor side, to be quite honest with you. To be quite honest with you. Who else? I can't remember the other results, I don't think. Did Crystal Palace beat Fulham at home 2-0 as well? But I'll have to check more of the results, as I currently say. But obviously it's important that my club, Manchester United, do win tomorrow, as I said. It's important that my club, Manchester United, do win tomorrow against Leicester City, as I currently said, because obviously we want to get in that top 4. We want to win the FA Cup this season, because that would be a remarkable achievement under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So obviously going into the game tomorrow, which is a 2:05 kickoff, so we kick off before Man City and Arsenal do, as I currently said. I think we're sitting, we are sitting 5 points behind Chelsea now. I think we're sitting 2 points behind Arsenal. Is it 2 points we're sitting behind Arsenal? I think it is, yeah. We're 2 points behind Arsenal. We've got to get the 3 points tomorrow against Leicester. And I am pretty confident, that we will, to be quite honest with you, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to be making changes in the Leicester game tomorrow, because he made 5 changes against Burnley, did Solskjaer. He rotated the squad, as we all can hear. He included Andres Pereira there, Juan Mata were there as well, but he rotated the squad differently, did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But he's going to make changes in this game against Leicester. He has confirmed that probably Paul Pogba will be playing. Paul Pogba obviously suffered the minor injury, but he should be okay to participate. Same with Anthony Martial. He missed the last game, with a minor injury as well. So Rashford was playing on the left-hand side. So Martial should be okay to come back. Maybe Chris Smalling could be in contention for tomorrow against Leicester as well, because he's been recently out with a foot injury, as we all know. I think it's likely that Lingard will come in the team as well on that right-hand side, because he's mainly been first choice over Juan Mata as Lingard. So I think Lingard will probably come in. And Herrera will have a recall back into the team as well, having missed Burnley, because Ander Herrera, I think, he's played a very, very big part since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's come in. I think he's complemented our midfield very, very well as Ander Herrera, and he's becoming more of a regular in the team under Solskjaer. So I think, Ander Herrera will be playing as well tomorrow against Leicester. Who else? Ander Herrera will be playing tomorrow against Leicester. And at centre-back, he'll probably put Smalling and, Lindelof there. Or he'll put Jones and Lindelof there, because mainly Solskjaer's been going over with Jones and Victor Lindelof, as we all know. Marcus Rojo won't be playing because obviously he's still injured, as we all know. I do presume that he probably won't start Lukaku in the game tomorrow against Leicester, even though he has started Lukaku in the last 2 games as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And to be fair, Lukaku has rejuvenated his form quite a bit since Solskjaer's coming in, and when he has been given the opportunity, Lukaku was poor against Burnley. The majority of the players were poor against Burnley. We had a lot of chances. We had 28 shots on goal, 35 crosses, we produced in the game. We had a lot of efforts, but it was a bit slow, as we all currently know. So, Solskjaer's going to make changes, but Lukaku probably will be dropped. He may come on as a sub in the game, because Lukaku, as I said, wasn't so good against Burnley, but he had a good game against Arsenal, in the FA Cup, getting 2 assists. And Lukaku, he's a good player when he wants to be. He's slow. His first touch does concern me. And I did say he doesn't complement our front line, Lukaku, but he's a proven goal scorer. But he doesn't complement our front line, because Rashford's got great pace. Martial's got a fantastic pace that can press out the pitch, and so too is Lingard. And just Lukaku doesn't complement any of that, as I currently said. But we know mainly since Solskjaer's coming anywhere that Martial and Rashford have been first choice over Alexis Sanchez and Romelu Lukaku. And Sanchez, you can't really prejudge him at the moment. He did score against Arsenal in the FA Cup, but Alexis Sanchez, as I said, he has failed to replicate the form of what he did at Arsenal, because he was good at Arsenal, but obviously since he's come here, he hasn't really developed himself, as I said. But he has had quite a few injury problems as well, so Sanchez really hasn't had the chance to quite honest with you. There is areas of Sanchez's game that he does need to improve on, and so he could improve under the brilliance of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, could Alexis Sanchez, but he will be rotating the squad tomorrow. But it is important that we get back to winning ways tomorrow, because obviously we're now sitting 5 points behind top 4, and we can't afford any more slip-ups, but we can't afford any more slip-ups. But, credit to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I said, 8 out of 9 now, as we currently know. 9 games unbeaten. He's won 8 of them, as we all know, as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So it's important that we get back to winning ways against Leicester tomorrow. Obviously, Leicester are sitting 10th in the table. 11th, sorry, should I say. They've won 9, drawn 5, lost 10 out of 24 games so far this season. Leicester did showed a good performance against Liverpool midweek, to be quite fair. They beat City this season. They beat Chelsea this season, Leicester. So as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said, Leicester, it will be difficult, as Solskjaer said in his press conference, that it will be difficult. I didn't even watch I didn't watch most of his press conference, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, to be quite honest with you, so I can't really say what he said. As we all currently know. But yeah, it's important that we win. We haven't lost to Leicester since 2014. Last time we lost to Leicester was under Louis van Gaal. We did lose 5-3 at Leicester City. This was under Van Gaal, and that was back in 2014. So we haven't lost to them in our last 8 meetings against Leicester City, as we all currently know. But I think at the moment, since Solskjaer's come in, he's brought something magical to the team. He's got the fluidity back into the team. He's got the confidence back in the team. He's motivated the team. He's Pogba is getting the freedom to express himself. And I think the front men are getting the freedom, to interchange closer together. And I think fullbacks getting high up the pitch. I think we are scoring more goals. We are creating more chances. And I see, when one of us players has the ball, he sees the 15, 20 yard run ahead of him rather than behind him, as I currently said. So you can see the vast improvements in the squad, as we all currently know. But as we all know, there's still room for improvement in the Manchester United team. And obviously, as Ed Woodward's confirmed, he's thinking about Ed Woodward has confirmed that he wants to hire a director of football into the club before, committing to any future signings, as I said. But it was a shame that we didn't sign anybody, in the January transfer window, because I did expect us to at least, sign one player. As Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did confirm early on in the January window, though, that he didn't expect Manchester United to make any signings. He said it was unlikely that we was going to make any signings, but obviously we know the club is still looking to recruit a full-time manager to come in on a full-time basis at the end of the season. Reportedly, Ed Woodward, Pochettino still reportedly remains number one, and I think it'll be an interesting summer, because I think we will get a couple of signings in which we do need. I think experienced players will probably leave as well, so potentially we'll have to look to get a couple of young players in that will grow and develop and mould under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I currently said. But as I said, I do expect experienced players to leave in the summer. We've still got to think about contract renewals as well. We've got to sort contract out. Obviously, we've sorted Anthony Martial's out. He signed a 5-year deal, with an option of a 1 year. But Solskjaer did confirm in relation to De Gea and that, progression, contract negotiations are progressing, as he said. You know, we're in talks of getting other players contracts at the club as well. But you can see the difference in Solskjaer. You know, he doesn't rest on his laurels. He shows the inspiration, as we all know. You know, he shows that inspiration on the touchline. You know, the structure of the team's totally right. You know, the cohesion in the team's absolutely spot on as well. And I think Solskjaer's tactically right. He knows his best 11. And I think, you know, Solskjaer can elevate to that higher level, you know, where we want to be. Maybe we are still a year or two off the league, because we do need signings. We need a strong central defender. We need someone on that right-hand side. We probably need a centre defensive mid as well. That's fast and tenacious, and because the majority of our attack is coming from the left, as we all clearly know. So we do know that we do need signings, but we'll have to wait until the summer, as we all know. And obviously, the Manchester United board are still planning, you know, what players, you know, to possibly get in the summer, as I currently said. But Solskjaer, in my opinion, I think he's the right man for the job at Manchester United, because he knows everything about the club. He knows the culture of the club. He knows the trappings of the club, because he was a great player, you know, for 10 years under Fergie, won loads and loads of trophies. As I currently said, Solskjaer scored loads and loads of goals, scored in 1999 Champions League final. You know, that's a good memory as well. And as I did say, you know, he watched some of these players grow and develop, you know, in the Man United reserve team when he managed the Manchester United reserve team. You know, and he won trophies there, did Solskjaer. And he has been discussing about getting the job on a full-time basis, Solskjaer. He has been discussing about it. In my opinion, he should have been given the money in the January window to spend, as I currently said, because we do potentially, you know, need signings, as I currently said, but we'll obviously, you know, have to wait until the summer for that. But yeah, you can see the improvements in the team since Solskjaer's come in. You know, he's got the team playing. He did say he wanted the team to express themselves and get them enjoying football, as I currently said. And that's what's happening so far. You know, we didn't have a great game against Burnley, but we still showed that commitment and fire, you know, and that heart and that desire, you know, to come back into the game by scoring 2 late goals, you know, which was very good to see, as I currently said. And we know there's been potentially, you know, talks about Mauricio Pochettino. For me, Pochettino won't leave Tottenham anyway. I think he's done an absolutely marvellous job at Tottenham Hotspur. I ain't going to slate him down, because I think he's done a very, very good job with Tottenham. But, you know, he hasn't really proven himself in terms of like silverware, because he hasn't won out in terms of silverware as a manager, as Mauricio Pochettino. But he's Premier League proven. He's been managing the Premier League, you know, since like 2009, as Mauricio Pochettino. I think he's won over 100 odd games for Tottenham, and his record at Tottenham is very, very good, and he's good at growing and developing young players, and he does like the attacking football, and he does understand the philosophy, does Pochettino. But he's only spent £50 million at Tottenham since 2014, as Mauricio Pochettino, as we all know. He signed a 5-year deal last summer, of course, did Pochettino as well. So I think Tottenham, are they still waiting for the new stadium? Tottenham, I don't know when they're going to be getting the new stadium, to quite honest with Tottenham. I think it is sometime this year, as it has confirmed. But Pochettino had a good record, you know, when he was at Southampton as well. But he is a good manager, is Pochettino. He doesn't rest on his laurels. He shows the inspiration. You know, he knows what he's doing, but he hasn't won out in terms of silverware. And maybe he feels as though if he gets a longer legacy at Tottenham, that he feels as though in his future he can achieve silverware with Tottenham Hotspur. But as I said, he needs 1 or 2 signings, does Mauricio Pochettino, if Tottenham are going to, you know, try and start winning silverware and stuff. But they are definitely in the mix, you know, for the league this season at Tottenham. But same in relation to Pochettino, we know he's been Ed Woodward's number 1 target, but Danny Levy obviously doesn't like to do business. Obviously, Danny Levy confirmed that he won't let Pochettino go anywhere, even if Man United were willing to offer in the excess of around 40-50 million. You know, he still wouldn't let Pochettino go, and I don't think Pochettino has any intentions of leaving Tottenham anywhere. You know, that's basically my opinion on it. And, you know, Manchester United, a club our size, you know, it's hard to turn a job offer down like that, but I just feel as I think Pochettino just feels very, very happy with Tottenham Hotspur, because he got them to the last 16 of the Champions League. You know, he's got them 2nd place finishes, 3rd place finishes. You know, he's done a really, really good job, so you can't slate him down, you know, for what he's done. But as I said, in my opinion, Solskjaer's the right man for me. He knows everything about this club, as I said. He's obviously brought something magical to the club. He's a cheaper alternative to Mauricio Pochettino, as I said. You know, because obviously what it would cost us for Pochettino at the end of the season to recommend him in full-time, we could save that money, keep Solskjaer, and get a signing with that money that would potentially, you know, pay for Mauricio Pochettino, as I said. But yeah, I think Solskjaer's the right man for the job, as I currently said. Obviously, Manchester United are making plans, you know, of what players, you know, to get in the summer, as I currently said. It has come out in the media saying that Koulibaly and, you know, Milan Skriniar are the 2 major priority targets, you know, to get in at Manchester United in the summer. To get in the summer as well. But what we mentioned today in the press, as I did give you an update earlier on my on my first video I did today, that Jadon Sancho, the Borussia Dortmund winger, he got mentioned today. That he did say reportedly the Man United board are planning, to think about, what the right players, would be good to come in at Manchester United in the summer. And reportedly Jadon Sancho got mentioned. Did say Man United were preparing, to make an offer for him in the summer. It did say it would cost Man United in the region of around £90 million, and that's staggering loads of money, for a young 18-year-old. But since he's been in the first team, with Borussia Dortmund, he's been a regular and he's been playing really, really well. As this Jadon Sancho reportedly, he's a winger. He's 18, made his England senior debut last year. Did the player as well. But reportedly, he's actually played in English football before as a player, but now he's in Germany. His performances in Germany have been very, very good. Also played in the Borussia Dortmund reserve team, as we all currently know. Borussia Dortmund paid, was it £7-8 million for him from Manchester City? But he did spend I think, he had experience in English football. He did spend a couple of years, didn't he, with Manchester City, did Jadon Sancho. He had a couple of years with City at the Etihad Stadium, I think he did. Yeah, he did have a couple of years with Manchester City. He also played for Watford for a lot of years as well. That's where he actually began his youth career with Watford. I think he joined them at the age of 7, had a lot of years with them. Then went to Manchester City. He joined Manchester City at just the age of 14. Did the player. He had a couple of years at Man City. City did offer him offer him around £30,000 a week. But he reportedly the player refused this. And then he never got into the first team with Manchester City, but then he went to Borussia Dortmund, and he's been at Borussia Dortmund a couple of years now as a player. He's won Bundesliga Player of the Month as well, due to his performances, which have been very, very impressive indeed. But he's only 18 years of age, as I said, so he's very, very young in his prime, as I currently said. But reportedly, Man United may be eyeing to make a move for him in the summer, as I said. Man United are reportedly planning to make a move for him in the summer, as it did mention. It mentioned it in the media a couple of days ago about this, that Man United have identified Jadon Sancho as a potentially, option, to buy in the summer. Because we know Borussia Dortmund have done other business as well, because they've got rid of Ousmane Dembele. They sold Ousmane Dembele for how much was it? 106 million, to Barcelona. Obviously they sold Pulisic to Chelsea for 58 million, as we all know. But he officially won't be playing for Chelsea until the new season, Christian Pulisic. But we know from Borussia Dortmund's perspective, he won't come cheap. Obviously, Jadon Sancho's obviously been first choice over Christian Pulisic in the Borussia Dortmund team this season. This is why potentially, Pulisic has left and he's gone to Chelsea, but he won't be officially join them until the new season. So Pulisic has been loaned back to Dortmund for the remainder of the season, as we all currently know. But, it won't come cheap, as we all know, but we have got that financial power to meet, Borussia Dortmund's asking price, which is around £90 million. City do have the buyback option for Sancho, as we all currently know as well. So that's been mentioned in the media in the last couple of days as well. Also, too, as I did say, that other players have been mentioned, that we could go for in the summer as well. We know that potentially, that Benfica, 19-year-old, only 19 years of age. Reportedly, since he's broken into the Benfica first team, he only broke into the first team with Benfica last year, did the player. Reportedly, his performances have been very, very impressive, as this Felix. He's called Felix. He's a Benfica. I think he can play on the wing, he can play in the midfield, he can play as a striker, so he is versatile as his player. Very, very young. Do you think he complement our front line very, very well? Reportedly, he's got a buyout clause of around £105 million, so that is a staggering amount of money, as we all currently know. He's yet to make his Portugal senior debut, as we all know. He's only 19 years of age, so he's got a lot of years ahead of him to grow and develop, and it would be good for him to experience the Premier League. A few teams have expressed their interest in him. Man United have instructed scouts, to closely monitor the player, as we all know. Same, we've done it with Sancho as well. Man United have reportedly, since Sancho has made the move to Germany, since his arrival in Germany, Sancho's, Manchester United have been keeping a close eye on him, as I currently said. But we know that this Felix has been mentioned as well. Reports are coming out in the media saying that Liverpool, throughout the January window, had around the £61 million bid turned down for him. We know the reports coming out as well in relation to Steven Bergwijn. He had been mentioned as well, PSV winger, under contract till 2022 with PSV, as we all currently know. Under contract with PSV till 2022. under contract with PSV till 2022. Only on his prime. 21 years of age, as I currently said. He is Dutch as a player. Reportedly, Man United want to keep informed if PSV are willing to do any business for Sanko. For Steven Bergwijn, should I say, sorry, got a bit mixed up then. But Man United want to keep informed if PSV are willing to sell him. Maybe PSV are willing to do business in the summer, as I currently said. But reportedly he's rated at around 24-25 million pounds. And Man United did instruct scouts, to keep a close eye on Steven Bergwijn as well. But, obviously it did say that, basically Manchester United's two targets, two major priority targets they want to get in the summer is obviously Napoli's Koulibaly and Inter Milan's Milan Skriniar, because we definitely do need a strong central defender, because I do think, Smalling, and I do think Chris Smalling, and I do think, Jones probably will be gone next season. Obviously we need someone who's going to look good alongside Lindelof and Eric Bailly and all that, and I think Koulibaly, would be absolutely fantastic indeed. Koulibaly has got a contract with Napoli till 2023, as we all know. Napoli only paid £7 million in from Genk, as we all currently know. But he's a very, very good player. One of the best players in the world in his current position that he fulfills, which is that central defensive area. He's been in Napoli a number of years now, as Koulibaly, as we all know, and he's unhappy with Napoli. The majority of this was due to the racial abuse he suffered back in December, as we all know. Obviously, so far in the process, Man United did held negotiations over getting a pursuit of Koulibaly. Manchester United in the process have had 3 bids turned down. The recent one was £95 million, but as the Napoli president did confirm, they weren't willing to do any business in the January window. So they were standing firm, and they were being ruthless in relation to Koulibaly, as I said. But I think he does intend to come to Manchester United, and I think if Man United are prepared to offer in the region of around £90-100 million in the summer, maybe Napoli may let him come to Old Trafford, because obviously it will cost us in the region of at least 90 odd, maybe 100, maybe more than 100 million, to get the pursuit of the player in the summer. But obviously we've got that financial power to meet that valuation, because we didn't invest in the January window, so we didn't get anybody in the January transfer window, as I said. Manchester United have also looked at Milan Skriniar, as we all know. He's been mentioned in the media as well as Milan Skriniar. Inter Milan player, 23 years of age, obviously 4 years younger than Koulibaly. Nowhere near on the same levels as Koulibaly, as we all know, the same calibre. But 23 years of age is Milan Skriniar, as we all currently know. He's only 23. As I said, he's been in Inter Milan since 2017. Inter Milan did get him from Sampdoria. As I said, he's Slovakian. As I said, and reportedly his performances have been impressive, since he's been at Inter Milan. I think Inter Milan have been in talks of getting him a contract renewal. Milan Skriniar. But I think he's rated at around 70-75 million pounds. But yeah, there was rumours that we were linked. There was a narrative about it in the January window that Manchester United were interested in Milan Skriniar, as that did confirm. Milan Skriniar, as I said. But yeah, there's a few potential targets, that Manchester United have been interested in, as I currently said. But yeah, I do expect players, will be leaving Manchester United in the summer, without a shadow of a doubt. I do think Valencia will be leaving Man United in the summer, and to be quite honest with you, I think Valencia will be leaving because obviously he can't get in the team. Obviously, he's hardly played in the Premier League this season, Antonio Valencia, as we all currently know. Obviously, being a good servant here, he has been here since 2009 and he's won everything here, of course. He's made over 300 odd appearances, but there was speculation that Fulham and Newcastle expressed their interest in Valencia. But Valencia, to be quite honest with you, I can see him going in the summer because he's had injury problems this season, hasn't got into the team, as we all currently know. So I do see that Valencia probably will be leaving this summer, to be quite honest with you. Obviously too, Ashley Young, who is obviously our first choice right back, as we all know. He's ahead of Antonio Valencia in that right back position because obviously Ashley Young's our first choice. We have been in negotiations of getting Ashley Young a new contract at the club. Obviously, we'll be only offering him a 12-month contract extension anyway, considering that Ashley Young is 33 years of age, just like Antonio Valencia is 33 years of age as well. But Ashley Young's been a good servant over the years. He's grown and developed very, very well. He's won everything here. He's made over 300 odd appearances. He's been here since 2011. He's an experienced fullback, and he's been in the Premier League. He's been in the Premier League a lot of years. He's been at Manchester United about a good 7-8 years, as we all currently know. But I think he maybe could go in the summer. I think he's past it now anyway, Ashley Young. So I think he does need to go in the summer, to be quite honest with you. Marcus Rojo's another one. I think he'll be going in the So we can make room for maybe, you know, if we can get an adequate replacement, if we can get Koulibaly in, he can take Rojo's spot, or, you know, Milan Skriniar. Yeah, but Rojo has enjoyed a very, very difficult time since he's come to United. You know, struggled with his fitness regime. You know, had a lot of injury problems, as we all currently know as well. So he has struggled, you know, to be consistent, and he has struggled to get a run of games under his belt as Marcus Rojo. So he could leave Manchester United in the summer as well. Matteo Darmian, he's another player I think is going to leave in the summer as well. There was strong speculation of Matteo Darmian. Leaving in the January window, because it said Juventus and Inter Milan were interested in him. Obviously, we've extended his current contract by a further year, so we can cash in for the player in the summer, Matteo Darmian. But obviously, Matteo Darmian's enjoyed a very, very difficult time, you know, since he has come at Manchester United. You know, he struggled to get a run of games under his belt. I think when he does get a run of games, he can play well, but, you know, he's enjoyed a very, very difficult time at United. So hopefully, I think we are going to cash in for the player in the summer. It did say Juventus and Inter Milan were interesting, because obviously, when he was a youngster, when he was young in his prime, obviously spent most of his playing career, you know, playing for the Italian teams, which he did. You know, so I do see him, you know, going back to Italy probably in the summer. As I said, so I do think he's on his way out. Maybe Andres Pereira could be on his way out as well. There's been no sign of him signing a new deal as well, so he could be another player on his way out, Andres Pereira. And a lot of United fans probably would like to see, you know, Andres Pereira leave, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, I definitely think, you know, players will be leaving Manchester United. Obviously, we have been in talks of securing Juan Mata a new deal at Manchester United as well. We've offered him a further 12. We've offered him a 12-month contract extension, Juan Mata, on his current deal, because his current deal expires this summer. But Man United have been in talks of securing Juan Mata a new deal, as we all know. His agent's been in discussions with the club about, you know, in the process of getting, you know, Juan Mata a new one-year deal at the club. We're not obviously willing to offer him no longer than that, considering that he's age 30 now, is Juan Mata. It did say back in January that Barcelona and Barcelona and Arsenal were reportedly interested in him. I think it said a few other teams were interested in him as well. But I think he still feels happy at Manchester United, even though he hasn't mainly been first choice under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He can play as an attacking mid, can play on the right as well, can Juan Mata. But saying about Juan Mata, you know, he's been in the Premier League a number of years now. You know, he's been in Premier League a good 7-8 years. This was obviously including his 3-year spell he had with Chelsea. And he's been at United now a good 4.5-5 years, as I said. And he's won everything. And you know, apart from the Premier League, as I do keep saying, and that's the only thing, you know, Juan Mata has not won in the Premier League, in English football, is the Premier League. That's the only thing he hasn't won, but he has won everything else. He's even won the Champions League, I think, Juan Mata. He won this with Chelsea, didn't he, I think? And, you know, he used to actually play under Unai when he was a lot younger in his prime. Juan Mata, as we all currently know, he played under Unai, did Juan Mata for 4 years or so, was it? But, you know, he's had a lot of experience of playing in Spain, because he played, you know, in Spain, you know, when he was a lot younger in his prime, Juan Mata, as I currently said. But we have been in negotiations of getting him a 1-year extension on his current deal. As I currently said, and hopefully somewhere along the line we can come to an agreement of getting David De Gea a new contract. As I currently said, I think he's recommended De Gea that he wants around £300,000 a week if he is to commit to a new deal with Man United. As I currently said, but you know, as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did confirm, he did say, he said in the January window he didn't expect any departures. We know Fellaini's gone now to China, as I've already updated you on that. So Fellaini's gone. But De Gea, in relation to De Gea, he loves Manchester United. He's committed his long-term future in Manchester United, as we all know. We activated the 12-month extension on his current contract last year, as we all know. But in the process now, Man United have been in talks of securing him a new long-term deal. But I think he's looking that he wants around £300,000 a week. I think he wants around £300,000 a week, does David De Gea, you know, to stay at Manchester United in the process. So yeah, there's still quite a few things to sort out in the team, as I currently said. But in relation to Chelsea, yeah, Chelsea winning 5-0 today, as I currently said. Obviously, when the summer comes, you know, from Chelsea's point of view, they'll want to obviously, you know, get a replacement in for Cesc Fabregas, as we all currently know. But saying today, Callum Hudson-Odoi did come on in the game. Callum Hudson-Odoi did come on. Callum Hudson-Odoi, as I said, there was strong speculation in the January window of him leaving Chelsea, because obviously he made it clear, Callum Hudson-Odoi, that he did want to leave Chelsea. He even put a transfer request in, did Callum Hudson-Odoi. Chelsea were actually very, very reluctant to let him leave. So Chelsea were standing firm and they didn't want to let him leave. From Callum Hudson-Odoi's perspective, he did want to make it leave, as he did want to leave, as he did make make it clear. Sarri came out in the press saying he needs to respect Chelsea more. He needs to respect Chelsea's academy. This is what Sarri said in terms of in relation to Callum Hudson-Odoi. Callum Hudson-Odoi has been a Chelsea player, since the age of 8, as we all know, because he's risen up their youth system, as we all know. We know basically Bayern Munich were the favourites, to get Callum Hudson-Odoi. Maybe Bayern Munich may push for a move this summer, as we all currently know. But from Callum Hudson-Odoi's perspective, come out saying he is going to be staying at Chelsea for the remainder of the season. Then he may try and move to Bayern Munich in the summer, because obviously Bayern Munich failed to materialise to get Callum Hudson-Odoi in the January window. Hudson-Odoi recently has been playing more than earlier on in the season, as I currently said, but he's hardly played this season. He's had a lot of lack of game time, at Chelsea. Chelsea in the process tried offering him a new contract, but reportedly Callum Hudson-Odoi had turned this down. In January, Bayern Munich had put 3 bids in. Chelsea had turned them down. I think Bayern Munich then come up with a 4th bid, was it, in the region of around £40 million, something like that. There were reports coming out saying Bayern Munich had offered him the number 10 shirt. It's the reports coming out saying that Bayern Munich had offered him the number 10 shirt as well, because Bayern Munich obviously looking to get some young players into their team as well, because obviously Arjen Robben's looking likely to leave in this summer for Bayern Munich, and they've got a few other aging up players as well. So he's going to be staying at Chelsea for the remainder of the season, as that is confirmed. Obviously as well, in relation to Eden Hazard scoring 2 goals today for Chelsea, Hazard basically Sarri come out in the press the other day saying if Hazard wants to leave, he can leave if he wants, and this is what Sarri said in relation to Hazard. He said if Hazard wants to leave, he's free to leave the club if he wants. He did admit last summer, did Eden Hazard, that after the World Cup that he did want to leave Chelsea. We know he's been strongly linked with a move to Real Madrid. As Eden Hazard, he's been strongly linked with a move to Real Madrid. He hasn't ruled himself out of making a move to Real Madrid, Eden Hazard, but we know he's done very, very well with Chelsea since he's been there. He's been at Chelsea 7 seasons and he's grown and developed, and he's flourished with Chelsea as Eden Hazard. Obviously won everything in English football apart from the Community Shield as Eden Hazard as well. And at Chelsea he's going to make over 300 appearances, scored over 100 odd goals as Eden Hazard. But I think he looks very, very influential, when he's playing on the left-hand side. And I think he's still the 3rd best player in the Premier League, behind Salah and Kevin De Bruyne, as we all know. And Chelsea obviously being in the process of being in negotiations of trying to get him a new deal. Chelsea have been trying to get him a new contract, because his current contract does expire in 2020. There's Eden Hazard, as we all know. But reportedly Real Madrid probably will go for Eden Hazard in the summer, as I currently said. So whether he stays or goes or not, I do not know. But whatever Sarri said, Sarri did say if he wants to leave, he can leave. It's up to him at the end of the day. And I think Eden Hazard's unsure at the moment, of what's going to be going on with that, as I said. But yeah, he did admit last summer, that he did, basically want to leave Chelsea. He admitted before that he loved Real Madrid as well. So this is what basically, Eden Hazard did say. But I think he's very, very good when he's playing on the left-hand side. Obviously, his form has been recently bad, obviously, because he hasn't been playing his favoured position. He has been playing in the false number 9 position as Eden Hazard, as we all know. But obviously now, with the sign of Gonzalo Higuain, obviously now, basically, Eden Hazard's getting put back on his favoured position, which is that left-hand side, as I said. But reports have been coming out as well in relation that Chelsea have been interested in Philippe Coutinho as well. And maybe Chelsea may make a move for Philippe Coutinho in the summer, if Eden Hazard does leave Stamford Bridge in the summer. It did say reportedly that Manchester United have been interested in Philippe Coutinho as well. There was a narrative coming out about it throughout the January transfer window that Manchester United had held negotiations. Chelsea had also made contact as well in regarding Philippe Coutinho. But if Eden Hazard does leave in the summer, from Chelsea's point of view, they could see Coutinho as a good replacement for him. Coutinho obviously has enjoyed a very, very difficult start. He's enjoyed a very, very difficult, time, in his year with Barcelona. He has been at Barcelona, just over a year now, Philippe Coutinho. Barcelona paid £142 million, so potentially he is the 3rd most expensive player. He's the 3rd most expensive player. As we all currently know, behind Neymar and Mbappe is Philippe Coutinho. But, he's enjoyed a very, very difficult time at Barcelona. Hasn't been really getting the game time that he would have liked. He has fallen down the pecking order. But I think if this does continue till the summer, if he isn't getting enough game time under his belt and this does persist, then Coutinho may, consider, coming back to the Premier League, as I currently said. But he hasn't lived up to expectation levels at Barcelona, as I currently said, because obviously he hasn't, he's failed to replicate of what he did at Liverpool, because he had 5 fantastic years with Liverpool. He grew and developed. He flourished very, very well in his 5 years with Liverpool. Did Philippe Coutinho. He did very, very well. You know, he used to play under Pochettino, you know, when he was at Espanyol, when he was on loan at Espanyol. Philippe Coutinho, as we all currently know, began his senior career, you know, with Inter Milan, as I said. But Coutinho, as I did say, he's versatile. He can play as attacking mid, can play on the wing. And he can play as a second striker as well. So his versatility is very, very good. He's Philippe Coutinho's, as I currently said. But reportedly Chelsea and Manchester United have made inquiries about it, as I said. But as I did say, you know, Hazard can play as an attacking mid. He can play out wide side, and Hazard's versatile as well. But if Chelsea do lose him, maybe Chelsea would see, you know, Coutinho as a good replacement for him as well. But Chelsea obviously want a replacement, definitely, for Cesc Fabregas, as we all currently know. And obviously Chelsea will think about that in the summer. They'll think about what player, you know, they can get in replacement for Cesc Fabregas, as that has confirmed. As that has confirmed, as I currently said. But yeah, that's mainly everything to update you with today, guys. Thank you all for watching, as I currently said. But yeah, what got mentioned in the press today and a couple of days ago, as I updated you, this Jadon Sancho, Borussia Dortmund winger, has been mentioned in the media, suggesting that Man United are reportedly may be planning to make a move for him in the summer transfer window. 18 years of age, you know, because I think we are going to be seeing quite a few experienced players, you know, going in the summer, as I said. So he's 18 years of age, very, very young, as we all currently know, and I think he'd grow and develop if he came to the Premier League. Obviously had experience of playing in English football. He did it with Manchester City for a couple of years. You know, spent a lot of years with Watford as well. Did the play in his youth career as well. City do have the buyback option on him on Jadon Sancho, as we all know. But he has become a regular, you know, since he's been at Borussia Dortmund. He's been at Borussia Dortmund a couple of years now. Obviously was in the reserve team as well before. Borussia Dortmund paid just about £7-8 million for him. Borussia Dortmund reportedly rate him at around £90 million, as we all know as well. They rate him at around £90 million. They rate him at around £9 million. Reports are coming out saying that City did offer him around £30,000 a week when he was at City, but reportedly it got turned down, and obviously he never got into the first team at Manchester City. But since he's been in Dortmund, since he's been in Germany, Borussia Dortmund, reportedly his performances have been very, very well, and we have been closely monitoring Jadon Sancho, as we all know. We've been closely monitoring the player. But yeah, we have been hearing news about that. But yeah, we do play Leicester tomorrow, as I currently said. So it is important that we get the win, so we can keep the pressure on getting the top four, because we definitely want top four. There's a few teams going for the top four now. Chelsea now back in the top four with that win today, sitting 5 points clear of us. You know, sitting 3 points clear of Arsenal, as I said. Tottenham winning today puts them second, only 4 points behind Liverpool. If City do win tomorrow, City will close the gap to just 2 points behind Liverpool. But Liverpool, I think, play West Ham on Monday night, as I currently said. But yeah, there's in the title race, it's City, Liverpool, and Tottenham. It's going to be one of them to win the league. I don't think Tottenham will win the league, but I do think they'll definitely finish in the top. But yeah, as I currently said, still quite. There's 24 games played, 25. Well, there's about 13-14 games left in the Premier League, as I currently said. So there probably still twists and turns to come, as I said. So anyway, drop your comments, likes below on the channel, as I said. If you do, consider subscribe to my channel, as always, guys, and take care. God bless, guys, and I'll see you all